So guys, I know it's been a month, but here's what I was doing in the meanwhile. Let me show you some parts. Here it is. We bought almost like everything. So we have the rear bumper, we have the trunk lid, we have the whole roof with sunroof, we have side panel, side rocker, doors, both fenders, we have a brand new windshield, we have a hood, and of course we have a front bumper. So now we are ready to start finally doing this restoration properly. Sandblasting really changes the game for builds like this. It lets us see exactly what kind of shape the chassis is in, and if we seal and paint it right, rust won't be coming back anytime soon. Remember from the first video when we thought it was just the inner rockers and the bottoms of the pillars? Well, turns out the rear bench panel wanted to join the party too. Looks like we'll be heading back to the donor car to snag a few more panels and keep this project moving. This video is gonna be all about swapping the roof. My buddy Miroslav is running point on the bodywork and paint. He's got over 20 years of experience, so I'm super confident that he is the right person for this project. What we are doing right now is that we are removing these spot welds all across this section of the roof. We're gonna repeat exactly the same action on that donor roof, and then we're gonna remove this part of the roof, and we're gonna position that part of the roof exactly here. The thing which we are also gonna have to do is we're gonna have to address this issue here. And there are also a couple of positions here which are dent. So the plan is to remove the section which is being dent from A pillar till here, and then we're gonna take exactly the same part from the other roof and we're gonna insert it here and weld it back. Since the car went belly up, the new doors don't fit right, and as you can see, the A pillar is bent as well. We pulled everything off the old roof and started working on the donor. Now it's getting tricky. We need this one spot on so we don't end up swimming in Bondo later. So we removed all the spot welds and now finally we got this donor roof in one piece and it's looking perfect. And now is the final moment, so looking like this. This was a great job. It's finally time to start putting back the parts. And as you can see, we removed everything. We chopped off the whole structural part, which was dent, and now we are putting the one from the donor roof. So here's the position and how it's gonna look like approximately. This would be the structural part, the inner shell, and here is the outer shell. This one still needs to be adjusted so that it fits perfectly here and here as well. But if you can remember, we had this huge dent in this position and also here, and as you can see, this part is seamless, so this is gonna look awesome. Anywhere we had bare metal, we laid down some wash primer to stop rust from showing up later. The cool part is, you can weld straight on top of it. Gotta say, the new roof subframe feels way stronger than the old one. That's because of the sunroof. It seems like the higher spec models just get better parts overall. Extra weight? I don't care about it, I really wanted that sunroof. Alright, these are the last welds before we can call this part done. Still a ways to go before paint, but man, it's starting to look really good. We test fitted the doors and windshield of camera, and everything lined up great. I'm sorry we didn't catch that on film, but we'll show you in the next video. That's a promise. We fabricated some custom stands and we screwed them onto the chassis. So now we can rotate the whole thing around and we can work on it the most efficient way. We invested about 4 hours into it, but it's gonna save us so much hassle down the road. As you saw, the last 3 days were extremely productive. We managed to swap out the old roof, which was completely busted, with a new roof, which has a sunroof as well. But that was really like a delicate job. I didn't expect it that it's going to be that hard, but I wanted to point out that this tool was really like a lifesaver. None of this would be possible without this one. So I'm gonna drop the link in the description. Okay, let's talk about the project as a whole. Just to be clear, this isn't some budget build, but I think that's quite obvious since the moment when we did the sandblasting. I already dropped around 5 Gs into the project and parts, and I'm still looking for some OEM gems. As I mentioned in the first episode, this whole thing started as an EG3, but since we stripped it to the bare bones, I'm switching to everything what I can to make an EG6 out of this one. The reason why is simple. I just want to have all the cool stuff which higher spec models came with, and that's basically all the cool stuff which we all wanted back in the day. I'm gonna put in all the EG6 or better parts, and yeah, I'm sticking to OEM Honda parts only, whole way. Just an example, here are the Integra DC2 brake calipers. It's a proper upgrade and they really fit the vibe that I'm going for. As for the engine, we decided to stick with V16A2. That's something what we found, and we decided not to go in direction of K20 swap, mostly because of how complex and difficult that is. Maybe we're gonna do something like that with the next project, but for now, V16 is a great engine. It's a legend, and it's gonna fit OEM plus feeling that I'm going for. The car is gonna belong to him after we finish it. Hopefully it's not gonna be the same time as he gets his first license, but let's see. And if you like this build, if you like this episode, please comment, share and subscribe. And give us a thumbs up, and we're gonna try to make the new episode as soon as possible. Let's see, maybe we succeed that in 1 month as we did from first episode to this one. But thank you guys for watching, and see you again in about 1 month. Bye.